One of the aspects of railway modelling that I particularly enjoy is the great variety of creations that you can produce, scenery and buildings particularly, and in a recent Model Railway magazine, which I'll enlarge here, they give you a free kit, which I thought, well, that's very nice. I haven't made a cardboard kit for a long time, so that is what you would eventually end up with. I thought, well, that's quite good. I could do with enhancing the freight facilities on the layout. Download some more parts because it's not complete. It's not really a complete kit, and then you have to purchase some card to mount it all on. Well, that in theory not makes it really a free kit, because I spent £8 buying the right amount of cardboard, 2mm thick or 1mm thick. But I thought, well, it'll be an interesting project anyway. You gradually assemble it according to the instructions, which are nearly okay, but some of the parts they haven't completed properly. For example, you see that vertical white pillar on the back wall, which means that the actual wall printing isn't the right length, so you have to download that again and re-stick it over. When you take photographs like this close up, you see all the imperfections, but when you see it from a distance of about 2 or 3 feet, it doesn't look too bad at all. It was a worthwhile exercise. It took several evenings sticking and fixing. Again, you see there that when you stick the pages from the magazine onto the card, it does tend to wrinkle and curl up, so it's not so good as buying a complete card kit. And you see here some of the thicker card, you've got to cut holes out, which takes a bit of skill, and use all sorts of odds and ends to balance things as they stick. There were a couple of surplus cutouts that came with the kit you really don't need, because you've got a strengthening wall, an outer wall and an inner wall, and for some reason they make 2 copies, they give you 2 copies of the end walls, which you really don't need. And in fact the platform supports don't come with enough of them to support the platform as the drawings show. Also the gutter ring is very difficult to curl completely and make into circular tubes. But again, as I said later, view it from a distance and it doesn't look too bad. Right, you also don't get any impression as to how big this is really from reading the magazine, and it's turned out to be a building which is much bigger than I first anticipated. So I've got to spend some time looking at my layout next to decide where on earth I can site this building, which is does need a fair bit of space. I don't think I should be able to get any railway tracks to it, or you'll be seeing the back end of it only, which is not so attractive. But it can be off one of the goods yards as a loading bay for lorries rather than for the rail traffic. Right, just to finish this off, this is a scene out in my sun lounge. It's not a very sunny day outside, it's raining. But there is the completed little factory building made from card. If you view it from this distance, which you would do on a model railway, it doesn't look too bad at all, with low level delivery point and perhaps from the back of lorries or off a train. It's quite a pleasant little model. It's not a rectangular building. As you see, the back end is a lot wider at one end than the other, which is not too clear from the instructions, which raises a few queries when you come to build it. But it's been very nice to get back to building a model kit again. It's been a long time since I've done that. Next stage is to go upstairs to the layout and find a place for it.